Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to create tables in HTML. Tables are used a lot. They're really easy and simple to make. So this should be a quick one. So go to codepen.io, click start coding. I'm just quickly going to change my view to the horizontal layout, vertical layout, I don't know, so we can get going. Before I start, I want to say that tables used to be used a lot for actually creating layouts of web pages back in the day. Nowadays you don't do that anymore. So when you use tables, use them to display data like you would in an Excel spreadsheet. So the first thing I want to do is create our table. So we use the table tag and then we close it off. Then the heading of our table will be called T-head. So create a T-head tag. Oops. And close that off. And inside the T-head tag, what we're going to add is a table row. So a table row, and we'll close that off. And I thought for this table, we can just make like a simple budget. So like a budget for buying items in a house. So inside the table row, what we're going to add are TH tags, so table header tags. And we'll close it off. And then inside here, what we'll have is the item that we want. And underneath that, we'll have the estimated cost. And next to that, we'll have the actual cost. Great, I'm just going to zoom in here, make it a bit easier to see. Cool, so now we have the three headings: item, estimated cost, and actual cost. Cool, so that's it for our table header. Now let's add some contents. So underneath the T-head, what we're going to add is our body. So our T-body, our table body, and then let's just close that off. And we'll add another row, because we want another row, so table row. And we can close that off. And then inside here, what we're going to add is table details. So that's TD. And this will be the information that we want in our table that's obviously not a header. So let's say we wanted to add a couch to our list. And let's say that the estimated cost was $5,000. But the actual cost, as always, is more. So we'll say 7,000 Rand was what we actually spent. So now we can see that our tables are aligned and our text is left aligned and it's looking nice. So we can see that when we create a table, we create a row, and then we stack the table data next to each other. And if we create a new row, it stacks it underneath. I'm just going to add some, I know I haven't covered any CSS, but I just wanted to add some CSS here just to make it a bit clearer with what's going on. So to add CSS, you just expand the CSS block. We'll target our table element, we'll target our TH elements, and we'll target our TD elements. And what we'll do is we'll add a border to them. So we just say border here of 1 pixel. We want a solid border and we want it to be black. And then I'm also going to add what's called padding, and this will just give some breathing room for the text. So we can add padding, and let's just say 10 pixels. I'm going to do some CSS videos later on, so if you don't get what's happening here, don't stress. It's just to make this a bit nicer to look at. Great, and we'll close that up. And then what we want to do is add some more rows to our table. So I'm just going to copy and paste our table row in the T body and paste it there, neaten it up a bit. And then we can say a TV, and let's say we expected the TV to cost $8,000, but in actual fact that cost $5,000. Then let's add one more row, copy it, paste it, and we can add a bed here. And let's say we expected the bed to cost $8,000, but in actual fact it cost $10,000. Cool, so there we've added a table head with some headings, we've added a table body with some body content, and let's now finish it off with a table footer. So tfoot, and we'll close tfoot. And inside tfoot, we want to add a table row, and we'll close off our table row. Scroll down here. And then we'll add 3 more columns. So 1, 2, and 3. I can't type that. Okay, cool. So here we go. We've added 3 empty columns. So you can see that you actually don't even need to put data in the columns. It will automatically create the space. So let's add totals to the bottom and a bit of quick maths here.
The bingo, so quick maths. Quick maths.
And we actually paid
the bingo, quick maths.
22,000. Cool. So here we have our table with its table header, table body, and a table footer. This is like the semantically correct way to use tables, but in actual fact, most of the time what you will see is, I don't think I've ever in production used a table footer. I'd normally just take this out and style it differently with some CSS. And even with the table body and the table header, you don't actually need these tags. It's just a way to make it easier to style it later on with CSS. So you can actually take them out and you'll see the same styling still applies from the browser. Cool, and that's pretty much it for making a table in HTML. Tables are super commonly used in HTML. You can see it's just a way of representing data in a table format, something like an Excel spreadsheet. If you want to replicate that on a page, you would use a table. And they're really easy to set up, really quick to do. And yeah, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Cool, cheers.